We will be with you in just a minute. I'm playing on my phone, sending messages to people that may want to come live on the street tonight. Hokely dokely, I will not be long. Hold on. I was completely muted. I was doing a Ron there. Hold on a second. We were supposed to play some music now or something. Hold on. Good evening and welcome to Radio Apocalypse. This is Mojax Happy coming live from Edinburgh on day one of the official UK lockdown. I hope you're well. I hope you are all completely and utterly safe in your homes, feeling cozy with your loved ones, being good. Indeed, I do. Right, so how is everybody? I hope you're good. I am going to do a few thank yous first of all, very important thank yous. I'm going to do this every night, and it's about these people, the people that work in our NHS system, our doctors, our nurses. These people are on the front line. They are working hard to keep those that are infected alive and feeling good. They are right on the front line of this exceptionally dodgy disease, this vicious virus that is basically taken over the planet. It's not good. But it's not just the doctors and nurses that we want to say a big thank you to. It is also these wonderful, wonderful people, not just in the NHS, but the supermarket staff, people like the team that I work with. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Teachers, delivery drivers, police and fire and carers, you all have a massive role to play. And also, today, we had our refuse bins, our dustbins collected. And these dustbins were collected by gentlemen that are also in the front line, the refuse collectors, people that are taken for granted by society, people that are the underdogs of society, that we just look down upon as a crappy job, but they're vital to the community. Can you imagine if all these guys that go around in the garbage trucks went off sick as well? Think about that for a second. Just think about it. What would happen? Your trash would pile up. You'd start to get vermin, and it would just get terrible. Absolutely terrible. So let me say, if you are joining us via YouTube, say hello. If you're on Facebook Live, come and say hi as well. Let me know who's in the studio all waving and watching. All right. I want to say thank you for joining me straight away, but I'd like to use your name. So drop me a wee hello, say a little wave so I can see you in the commentios. Okay. And now let me get rid of that picture so you can see me. Right, so what's been happening today? I went to work. It was day one of the lockdown, and I want to rant a little bit about this. We have strict social distancing, social avoidance guidelines, which we're supposed to remain like 2 meters away from people. We're supposed to only go out if it's absolutely necessary. Hi, Sarah. I'm giving you a big wave, and I give you a big digital hug as well. Thank you for joining me tonight. And That was funny about TikTok earlier on when you were talking about it. Thank you for pointing it out. I have done it before, but I'm not enjoying it as much as Bite, to say the least. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so at work today, you would have expected maybe after the lockdown, people to take it a bit more serious, have stayed at home for as long as possible, just come in and get the essentials at work. But no, people were coming in with their families. People were coming in tribes, and wow, it triggered me completely. I mean, completely and utterly triggered me. To the point of feeling a bit of the post-traumatic stress disorder. People are actually coming into the shop, buying goods. That's cool. Get your essentials and then just leave. Just leave. Hi, Equilibrium. Hi, Cognag. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's really good. Cognag, I have going to send you a wee linkage if you want to join us. You're welcome to join us. And anybody else that wants to join us, I've sent messages out via the old Instagram. I had to think about that there for a second. Anyway, let me get on with this story because I did get completely triggered at work. People were just coming in tribes, in troves, in their crowds, and just not giving two hoots about anybody working there. The fact that this virus will kill 3% of those who actually get it. And I swear, if any of these people that were in the shop were carrying the bug, they've just spread it around. They just didn't care at all. You know, coming up and actually virtually breathing down the neck of one of my colleagues. Absolutely breathing down the necks. Our store has announcements going off every 10 minutes, and then we have internal store announcements going off saying due to the health and safety aspects of the COVID-19 virus, can you please make sure that you avoid all colleagues, because we're trying very hard to put stock on the shelves so you can do your shopping. It's crazy. It truly is crazy. It just drove me bananas. And I want to point something out to you just now. Okay, let me just quickly bring up this picture. Okay, come on, pictures. Where are you? There we go. Where are you? There we go. Right, this one here. Okay, this here, I'm going to look at it on my phone so I can read it better. This shows the state of COVID-19 in the United Kingdom today as of this morning. Okay, so in the United Kingdom, we totally have 6,815 notified infections of COVID-19. 340 people have died. Let that sink right in. 340 people are dead because of this virus. Does that not scare you? Does that not make you want to stay at home? This is not a cold. This is not the flu. You need to get your fingers out and stop being stupid. You will kill yourselves, your family, your grandma, if you don't start behaving. So in Scotland alone, we have 584 known infections and 16 deaths. Doesn't sound like that much, unless you know one of the 16. Let that sink in, just for a moment. Only 16. The population of Scotland's 3.5 million. Doesn't sound like much. Could have been your brother. It could have been your sister. It's a crazy thought to think that. Absolutely insane. Right, let's put that aside. Okay. So, on Twitter today, this particular picture came up as well. It kind of jumped out at me. It is a simple picture. Let me just bring it up on my phone so I can read the comment on it. Where are you, you stupid thing? And where are you? Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Damn it. This is the great thing about technology when you've got everything ready and it is obviously not ready. Back to the painters. There we go. Okay. So you can see from the picture that is there that you have a whole bunch of people in a bus or in a tube in a London Underground. And a person called Nicholas Smith says, "This is my tube this morning. I live in Zone 4 and work in a Zone 1 hospital. I love my job, but now I'm risking my health just on the journey in." Do you think all these people were going to vital jobs? Do you? Do you think they were just going somewhere for a jolly? Perhaps maybe they work for Sports Direct. Oh, yeah, we have a man, this man here, okay, who is a greedy wanker, is the head of a company called Sports Direct in the UK. It's a massive sports company, and he considered that his company was a vital company to remain open during this crisis. What a dick. He insisted that his colleagues came to work because he is a greedy wanker. Now, in the UK, if anybody's watching from the UK just now, let's just have a quick think about this for a second. Have you used Sports Direct before? If you have, why not try using a different company, just for the rest of the year? Or when this blows over, why not use somebody else forever? Because I tell you something, I will not be using Sports Direct ever again, because this guy has just put everybody that works for him in danger. What a lunatic! Absolute lunatic! What a greedy wanker! I hope he gets arrested. I hope the government come down on him like a complete ton of bricks, because that is just not on at all. Not in the slightest. What else did I find on Twitter today? We found, I think I've got another one here. Yeah. This was, let me just bring this up. This here was from Jane Molyneux, somebody who I follow on Twitter. It says, "My husband is off to do a night shift with the Scottish Ambulance Service. In 19 years, I've never seen him like this. He's snappy, cheerful, and says people at work are the same." Snappy doesn't mean, hey, I'm snappy. I'm snappy dresser. Oh, yeah. No, that means he's triggered and he's short-tempered in Scotland. He's been really snappy. He's a bit snappy. Right, he's just turning around and going, what do you want? You know, his temper's frayed, he's worried, he's concerned. This is somebody that is a vital link to get people to the hospital. He is a ambulance driver and he doesn't need to be stressed, but he's super worried that he could pick up this virus and end up carrying it back home to his family. We need to start waking up, people. We need to start thinking clearly. I said last night, we're here for the survival purposes now. This is a lockdown. It's not a fucking holiday, all right? It is not a vacation. It is not an opportunity to go to Musselburgh and go to Luca's, stand in a queue and get some ice cream. Incidentally, for those that don't know what Luca's ice cream is, it is divine. Okay, if you ever come to Scotland and you want to go and get ice cream, go to Musselburgh, but not while the lockdown is on. All right, you can wait until the lockdown is finished, which won't be for a long time if assholes keep going out, for God's sake. Anyway, totally triggered. So, yeah, I'm wearing a mask at work today. If you'd said to me a year ago, would I be wearing a mask at work simply because I am, there's a virus going around that could potentially kill us all, I would have laughed at you. But no, I was wearing a mask. I had two colleagues say, "What are you wearing a mask for? Mo, what are you made of? What, why? And I looked at them and went, it's a life choice. I choose life, you dicks." Honestly. Some people are just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But what can you do? Right, let's have a quick look at some comments just now. Okay, Cognag is basically saying they've just had 705 deaths reported here in the United States. That is a crap load of people dead, Cog. That's a crap load of people. Listen, I don't think that you've got the link. I'm going to quickly send you the link. I'll send it on Snapchat for you, mate. Okay, and then you can pump yourself across and join us if you want. Okay, where is he? 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 I can't even, I think I need to get my eyes tested. Where are you, brother? Cool. Right, okay. Cognag, I have sent you a wee snapperoonie. Okay, it should be coming your way. You should actually have it by now. Hold on. That has got the link to the stream. So if you want to come and join us, you can come and join us, and I'll see you in the studio. You can tell us all about what's going on in California, and if what's going on with the lockdown there as well. Okay, right. What else? So, at work today, on top of being triggered by absolute assholes coming in with their kids and doing all the shopping, let me say again, please stay at home. Okay. In fact, hold on a second. If you have Twitter, all right, if you have Twitter, I would strongly recommend going and just go to @MojaxHappy. I've got two retweets that I did for you to watch. I can't broadcast them on this software, but I'm gonna play one of them kind of out loud down the microphone. Hold on a second. It is Nicola Sturgeon. Oh, whoa! That is loud. I'm gonna play Nicola Sturgeon speaking. This is our First Minister of Scotland. Like her or love her, she's far better than Boris. But this is purely on the back of that asshole from Sports Direct bringing his guys into work. Hold on.
Children under 18 can continue to move between households, but they should, in doing so, take hygiene and social distancing precautions. And I also want to confirm that those who have caring responsibilities or who work in care should continue to carry out those responsibilities, but again, should follow social distancing measures as much as possible and hand hygiene at all times. But the overall message is very clear. People must stay at home. I know how hard this is for...
I'll come back to you on that question there, Sarah. I'll be right back.
Everybody, but people should not be meeting friends. They should not be meeting family members who live outside of their home. And as I have said previously, for all of us right now, life should not be feeling normal. If it is, then you're almost certainly not sticking to the rules that we are asking people to abide by. I'm confident that the vast majority of people will comply with these rules, and I want to thank everyone in advance for doing that. However, later this week, the emergency legislation that Parliament will discuss shortly will give us powers of enforcement, and I want to be very clear, we will use these powers if necessary. If your staff can work from home, then that is what you should allow them to do. Secondly, if your staff cannot work from home, you should be asking yourself if your business is contributing something right now that is essential to...
Is Sports Direct contributing something essential to society? Do you need more spandex shorts or sneakers, trainers, socks, big ass mugs that say Sports Direct on them? Are they essential to your life? I mean, really.
Against coronavirus, for example, making medical supplies or manufacturing essential items, or is it contributing something essential to the well-being of the nation, for example, food supplies? If it is, we want you to keep going if possible. But the questions you must ask yourself is, can you operate your business in line with safe social distancing practice and, of course, your normal health and safety requirements? If you cannot answer yes to those questions, then in our view, you should not continue to be open. We've been asked specifically about construction sites in Scotland, and our advice right now on the basis of that precautionary principle.
I think Nicola hit the nail on the head there. It boils down to, if your business is not vital to the well-being of society right now, shut it down. Close it down. Really sorry, you might lose money, but you may end up losing your life as well. I have Cognag waiting in the wings as well just now. I'll bring him in a minute. I just want to answer Sarah. Sarah, you had a wee question there saying, so you are a single mum. You have 3 kids. I know how that feels. I've got 4 kids. I used to be a single dad with 3 kids, but now I'm a married man with 4 kids. How do you go shopping with your 3 kids to grab essentials? Okay, I totally get that. You know, that is going to be the toughest thing in the world for you. I would strongly recommend when you go to somewhere like Asda or Sainsbury's, is you say right at the start, say, look, I'm a single mum. Okay, I want to just get in and out very quickly with my children. There will be no problems here. I'm coming in to just get the essentials. I would also maybe recommend, something would be worthwhile taking the initiative here. Phone ahead. Ask if you can come at the vulnerable person's time earlier in the morning. Make it an event for the kids. Say, look, we're going on a shopping adventure here. We are going to go and we're going to go to Asda or Sainsbury's or Morrison's or whatever during the time when you have vulnerable people there. And you can make it perfectly clear. You can say, look, I don't want to bring my children down when it is a busy part of the day. Okay, when you have more people there, where they might be more excited, where there's less opportunity for me to keep them under control and keep them close to me. I know that you might have old people there, but we can avoid them. Could I possibly come at 8 o'clock in the morning between that hour of 8 and 9, just with my children because I'm a single mum? Okay, the initiative there would be leaps and bounds. And from my point of view, I can't quote what my store manager would say, but from my point of view, that would make a crap load more sense than turning up during the day when it's a bit busier and the kids are more excited with more people there, and also putting your kids in less danger as well, because there'll be less people in the store during that vulnerable person's hour. Okay, so Sarah, I would recommend phoning ahead, speaking to the store manager. Every Asda, when you phone an Asda, it will automatically go through, a phone call will go through to either the customer service desk or the store manager, whoever is basically running the shift that day, the duty manager. So I recommend that. And I hope, listen, you have unique circumstances, and it's important that you're not penalised for those unique circumstances. So take the initiative, right? Go and do it. Don't be the family that turns up and, when the store is full of people that are not giving a shit, when you actually care. Because I know that you give a shit, Sarah. You're not a crappy mum that doesn't give a shit. You're not a yummy mummy that is more interested in their shoes than feeding their children. I've known you since the days of Vine. I've known you on Facebook and Snapchat. You're a good mum. So I know you're not going to put your kids in danger, with hundreds of people around them in the store. You're going to do the right thing. You're going to choose your time. And, I know as well, if there was somebody that could look after your kids, you would go and do it yourself. But if you can't do that, go and do the thing. Pick up the phone and say, look, I'm a single mum. I've got nobody to look after my kids. I want to bring them to the store. I know that we don't really want lots of people in the store. When is the best time to come? Can I come early in the morning, please? I don't think most stores are going to say no to that. And I hope that answers your question. Right, I have a gentleman waiting in the back wing here called Cognag. He's from California. I'm going to bring him in there. Hey, brother. Can you hear me? Oh, he's a handsome devil. There he is.
This one.
Hey, brother. How's it going? Yes, you're live, Cognag. You're live. Have you hung? You've hung.
Oh, excellent. It's actually okay.
Oh no,
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, but now it just looks like you're just hung there.
I just my thing's catching up to me. Hey, brother. How's it going? Good. Let me. I'm gonna take it off of.
Mind looking at
I'm gonna
a stack
stop my.
of
I
handsome
have it
face
doing
because
to
you're
my TV, but I think it's messing
handsome.
it up. So I'm gonna disconnect that part. I'm still live here, right?
Yeah, you're live. I'm going to mute your mic just now so I can ramble more. Give me a wave, okay? I'll just put myself on. I can see you in the studio, and then we'll bring it back in, which is cool. So we first, yeah. Let's say, hey Mojax, how are you today? I'm good. Just dropping in, hope all is well. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be rambling my usual nonsense of stuff. Here we go. The Cognag's back. It should be
There we
working
go.
now.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
My thing was a little screwy.
That's okay. We can all be a bit screwy. And Sarah, you're very welcome. I hope that did help a little bit with answering your question about that because it's a tough time. It's a bit scary. And if you're a single mum with 3 kids, you can't spend all day watching Disney Plus. Well, you can actually. I would be doing that without a doubt. Right, let me introduce this man here that's with us. It's now Cognac. He's a friend of mine from Byte. We have done a couple of streams together. We've talked a few times. He's my brother from another mother, and he's all the way from California. I would like a report of what is happening in California. You will have the camera. I will mute myself. I will listen to you and come in and you. Oh,
Well, essentially,
my brother.
so to my knowledge, yesterday we were only at the 400 to 500 death situation. Now she's inside. We've climbed to now what is over 700. The U.S. for in total was at 42,000 yesterday and is at 53,000 today.
Is that 53
California,
infected?
California, we now have. Oh, what was the number? See if I back out. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can do this real quick without it cutting out.
That's okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay, can you still see me?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we are now at 705 deaths as of right now, 53,000. So we're climbing 10,000 every day since 2 days ago for the United
Is
States.
that deaths or infected, Cognac?
The 705 are deaths. The infected are 53,794
That's insane.
for the U.S. For the California in itself, we have one death, or no, now it's a few. We have minors that were reported deaths in LA County, so under 18, and it is now more impacting to our area than I hope people are realizing that are still out there. Currently, we have a family household of 8, and we're all just, you know what? We're just taking it like it is. Just picture it like this. I realize what it is. It's a 2-week vacation if you have to. Other than that, don't look at it as social distancing, people. Look at it as a new age social networking. And you will not feel so isolated.
It is. I mean, there's many other ways in this world that you can be in the company of people. Like, look, for instance, you're in California. I'm sitting in Edinburgh, and we're chatting here to, other people are listening to us, and other people will play this back and get great comfort from, just your words, my words, and the whole concept of radio apocalypse. But you're right. Okay, it is. You could look at it from a positive point of view. It's like a 2-week vacation. But let me say, don't act as if it's a vacation. Don't go out and do the stupid vacation thing.
Exactly. What this is
That
a
new thing. It's
take the time to spend with your family or whoever you're stuck with. Just kind of enjoy that moment the best you can. And then as far as social networking goes, there are so many apps and so many different ways people can actually communicate. And you know what? It's at first I was going to say it felt a little hard, but the easier you make it on yourself, the easier it makes it on everybody else. The easier it makes it on everybody else, you don't end up like my friend Vanessa and her family in Oregon, bordered to Canada. She quoted for your show, they didn't have any signs of anything. She felt super safe up until 2 days ago. She is now home sick, and they don't know if it is or not what it is.
Oh
They
man.
are on a fine lockdown. So if you are outdoors and not on your way to the grocery store or coming back and you're spotted outside, they will fine you and ticket you. So they are on a law enforced lockdown.
We are going the same way in the UK. Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, said in his speech yesterday that fines are the way that's going forward. They've not got the legislation in place to enforce it yet. That's coming this week. That's what Nicola Sturgeon was saying. And believe me, they'll enforce it. I'm an ex Royal Marine. I was a soldier for the British Armed Forces, and I did training to go to Northern Ireland, which was like kind of like a hot spot back in the time I was a soldier. And we trained for civil unrest and the civil contingencies plan to go out there and suppress uprisings, basically, and be out on the street patrolling, enforcing curfews in little towns if necessary. It's going to come if people don't behave. There will be an enforced lockdown. It'll start off with fines and it'll be, gentle. But if people don't start behaving, I can see it going the way of something a little bit more draconian. You don't want that, people. You don't. I've seen it firsthand, and it's not pleasant. And we need to get our fingers out. And until it ends up in your backyard, like your friend you were talking about there, that's real for you. Totally real. I'm very lucky. I don't know anybody yet that's contracted this. Maybe people that are, watching just now, maybe they've been touched a little bit closer to home by Cognag. But at the end of the day, it's going to touch all of us in one way or another, and we don't want to be touched by it. So we need to take steps to step back and just do it. It's not going to be for long, but the longer it takes to do it, the longer we're going to have to do it, But how are you anyway? Are you safe in your little RV there with your little life
You know what?
thing?
We're all doing good here. Everyone's we all man to our own spaces, so we all have our own areas that we stay on the property. So we're all good that way. And then other than that, I'm finding fun ways to keep myself preoccupied. Like I never thought I would do my laundry by hand
Oh my
in
God.
a one 5-gallon bucket with the soap water, 1 5-gallon bucket with the regular water.
Maybe we should
Rain,
do
hang,
a challenge
it
called
was
Do Your
actually
Laundry by
fun.
Hand challenge.
It was really messed up. It was fun. It's fun. You make the slosh sound. You go.
Did you have one of those scrubby board things, that you rub them down like the hillbillies do? Hey, we've lost you. Are you still there? You've dropped out.
I just used them to visually. I used them for their own scrubbies, so all the clothes were their own like kind of thing, and then wring outs, and then transfer from bucket to bucket to hang. Classic, nice and classic. If I had a washboard, I bet I can make some good music too while I'm doing it. Just
very good.
You just got to make it fun. If you're gonna be stuck at home, you might as well. I've learned just make it the best of it, the best whatever you got. Just find something to do.
I'm going to go and sign up for Disney Plus tomorrow and binge watch the crap at The Mandalorian again. I watched it already, but that was through an alternative method of other than Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm going to get sued now by Disney for saying that, but I don't care. It was worth.
That's fine. I had a friend give me their Hulu account, so I just started watching Hulu for the first time yesterday. It's freaking awesome.
It is good. It's good. The other things that I want to talk about on the show tonight is the financial impact that this is going to have on people and the people that we don't generally think about. I've got another photo I want to bring up just now. Where is it? Have I actually put it onto the stream part? Maybe I didn't put it on. Yeah. No, it's not there.
I have a fun point for you on that aspect. But,
I want to think about this for a second, right? We have countless homeless people in the world, and we have countless people in refugee camps. Can you imagine how can you possibly socially isolate in a refugee camp? It's impossible. You have thousands of people living in squalid conditions, and sometimes exceptionally unsanitary conditions. And at the best of times, illnesses are rife in these places. You do have medical services there and stuff, but think about it. If COVID-19 hit a camp like any sort of refugee camp, it's going to wreck. It's going to cause absolute havoc. And then if this population goes transient, and end up at the borders of another country, you're going to have a lot of highly infected people on the border of your country that are just it's just not good. The thought of that is quite scary indeed. The other thing is that we have a country that runs a set of businesses. His name is Tim Martin, and he runs a chain of bars and pubs. Now, I'm going to let you listen to what he has actually said to his colleagues via a video. And he's just actually sacked most of his colleagues. While his pubs have got to close down. This was one of the people that campaigned very hard for Brexit. And Goglang, if you don't know what Brexit is, if you don't know what that is British people voted to leave the European Union, one of the strongest trading and sort of like social right blocks in the world. I mean, we're very, very strong for trading. We'll talk about that another time though. But this man, his name is Tim Martin, and the video is about 45 seconds long. I'm going to play you his speech. When I'm watching a video, he actually looks drunk. You can watch the video on my Twitter. It's one of the top 2 videos in my profile. So if you want to go to @MojaxHappy on Twitter, you can actually see the video and watch this guy do a speech. But here he is. Listen to what he's got to say here.
To join, and that's half the number of people who work in our pubs. If I'm being honest, I say you can get the furlough payments and stay at home. If you're offered a job at a supermarket, many of you will want to do that. If you think it's a good idea, do it. I can completely understand it. If you've worked for us before, I promise you we'll give you first preference if you want to come back.
So this guy here is basically saying, look, see you later, guys. I'm not going to help you. And when things blow over, if you want to come back, we will give you first preference. No job security, no sort of like, listen, don't worry, we're going to look after you. Your jobs are safe. Nothing like that at all. The guy is a dick. He's like the guy that runs, what's it called? The greedy wanker I've just put on the screen just now, that runs Sports Direct. Okay, he's staying open and asked his colleagues to come in, putting them at risk. And Tim Martin says, "See you later, guys. Fuck right off. We're not interested in you. And if you want a job back, yeah, we might take you back. We'll give you first preference." These people are cutthroat. They are pirates. They are not good. They are not nice people, and they do not deserve any of your money, people. You could do a much better thing by going and supporting a local sole trader bar. You could be doing a much better thing by ordering or going to other sports shops. There's plenty sort of like little sports shops up high streets and things. I think it's time to support local traders after this and not the big conglomerates. The big companies don't have souls. The little sole traders are called sole traders because they're on their own, but they actually have soul, in my opinion. It's crazy to think this. How's the economy going in California, Cognac? How are things in the shops? Are people?
I'll be able to post you some videos later.
Okay.
I got some empty shell videos. Let's go now. There we go. On top of that, this is as far as the economy goes. Even if certain portions of it are going down, you can see that a lot of things are hard to get a hold of. This is the time where if you have ideas, if you're a entrepreneur of any sort, this would be a good time to kind of like just throw your ideas on the table. Anything towards just the situation, kind of thing. Other than that, I will say people's ability to overreact and buy stock that they don't need and make it hard for other people to get a hold of that stuff is totally not necessary. It's not cool. It doesn't
I agree.
help
Panic buying
And
is
we got people over here doing stuff like there was a lady in a bathtub with like type of thing. So like,
you're breaking
it's
up, brother.
I saw a video that someone posted a video that stated how many sheets that a normal pack of toilet paper has. Oh,
Yeah.
let's see. So someone actually posted how many sheets come inside of a pack, broke it down by sheets, and how many you would have to use if you were going by 20 sheets a person every time they go in.
Mm-hmm.
You
We've lost you, Cognag.
this like the amount that people are taking home to cover for themselves for right now during this time.
People don't need like 100 rolls of toilet roll. I buy 24 a month. I've got a house of 2 adults, 3 children that wipe their own butts, and a baby. Okay, and the baby uses wipes. Okay, so when the kids are here, we would go through maybe a toilet roll a day. Okay, maybe 3/4 of one, maybe depending on how big the poos are. Okay, that's what it boils down to. Sometimes kids will do poos twice a day. Right, sometimes they just do one a day, but we would maybe on average go through 2/3, maybe one a day. All right, so the way that I look at it is 24 will last us a month. Did I go out and panic buy a ridiculous amount of them? No, I did not. But I did buy another 24 just to be on the safe side. It's just because it was there. It wasn't panic buying. I bought my monthly shop, and a week later, I'm going to buy 24
There we
more.
go. I got you.
Have you got it? Yeah.
I haven't heard anything you
Can you
just
see
said.
us?
I missed like the last 5 minutes.
That's okay. It was just rambling nonsense. Pay no attention to me. I'm just saying the pros and cons of toilet paper and panic buying is bad.
Yes.
I want to say one more story tonight. We're sort of like in the last 15 minutes of the show. And I have a little story to say of what happened at work today. So I got triggered a bit with the amount of people in there coming into work to my shop. They just didn't seem to care about the well-being of their families that we're bringing along, the well-being of the colleagues that work there, and the potential transmission of this virus easily to them. So it was almost like me feeling post-traumatic stress disorder all day. I felt angry and I just wanted to lash out. And that's not like me. I'm very much a mellow sort of live and let live guy. But when people are just being dicks like that, I just want to act like a dick. It's just terrible. However, I'm working down one of the sections in my department today, and this young lady, maybe about 23, 24, a pretty lady, pretty young thing, okay, and she's just looking at the candles, and she turns around and actually says something that I've said to people before. She looked at me and goes, "The world's turned savage." And I went, wow, yeah, that's what I say to people. The world has turned savage. And we struck up a conversation. And it turns out that she's not working anymore just now because she works in a clothes shop in the city centre called New Look. And New Look is obviously a non-essential shop. It doesn't provide a service to society. You cannot eat clothes. So she's been sent home. Now, she was working about 40 hours a week, which was more than enough money on a monthly basis to pay her rent, go out and have a good time at the weekends and things. But she was only contracted for 17 hours, and now she is going to get paid. Our wages are protected, but our wages are only protected for those 17 hours as opposed to the 40 hours worth of overtime and things that she does as well. So that made me think. I thought, wow, she's 23 years old, 23, 24 years old. She's in the prime of her life. She's enjoying working in a clothes shop. She's getting a discount for cute clothes. She's making herself feel feminine, womanly. She's going out and having a good time at the weekend. She's meeting people. She's going to the gym. She's living a life of adventure that a sort of a mid-20s young woman in Scotland should be living. But now it's been ripped away from her, and potentially she'll lose her apartment as well. Not just yet. So she said, I don't know what to do. And I says, look, the first thing you've got to think about is communication. Get in touch with your landlord. They're not going to turn around and sort of like just chuck you out that house. They're not going to get anybody else into the house. You know, contact the council, our local Edinburgh council, see if you can get housing benefit to pay your rent. You're on a low income. There's another income way of doing it. You call it welfare in the United States. We call it the welfare state. And there's no stigma to actually asking the state for help over here. If you're on welfare in America, some people look down on you. Oh, you're on welfare. Here, it's like a safety net. And it's cast wide. I get child benefit for my kids. I get family tax credits to top up my wages to be a bit better than what I earn, simply because that's how the system works here. You do get people taking advantage of it, but it's there for people like this girl, this young woman. She is now not working. She's getting 17, 18 hours worth of pay a week, which is not enough to support her for her rent. She could go and get universal credit, which is the universal welfare sort of paycheck, which encompasses sort of like a rent help. It encompasses living expenses and sort of local tax expenses as well. So I said that to her and I says, look, do you live local? She goes, yeah. I says, I would be very interested to hear how you get on with that. So go and make a point of coming and saying hello to me next time you're in, and, you know, you can tell me what's going on, but do contact them. And it made me think, Cognag, how many other people are in the same boat, you know, all over Great Britain, all over California, all over America, with our different systems, of assistance, of social assistance. You know, I think at the weekend you said to me as a bit of a, I don't know whether you were being serious or not, that Donald Trump was going to give everybody $1,000, but
okay, so check this out. I'm actually, before I forget, so this is huge to what you just said. He did make a stimulus package.
Mm-hmm.
As of yesterday, the Democratic side blocked it for the third time.
Wow.
Now, I'm also going to state that it seems like for some reason, your government has half of a good idea and missing the other half. Our government has half of a good idea and missing the other half. So here, we have a 60-day exempt for being able to be kicked out of a house right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing everything to help us around that kind of situation, but they're blocking the stimulus help. Your side is giving the stimulus help, but blocking the actual benefit part somehow. So for some reason, I feel like your guys' idea and what they're doing over here, if you put them together, literally, that would help both sides immensely.
Yeah, you're right. In America, it's completely different. We over here though, that package, that stimulus package you're talking about, we have a massive stimulus package on top of what the safety net actually is. She can't get chucked out of her apartment straight away just yet. There are protections in place for it. They would have to go through the courts to evict her, to be perfectly honest. And that, you know, there's nobody's going to be evicted, but she's dead worried. And how many other people are would be worried and will just sort of like curl up in a ball of anxiety and not knowing what to do. So my message to everybody or anybody that is basically having bad thoughts about not being able to pay your rent is get in touch with your landlord. Explain to your landlord that your wages have been reduced. Everybody's in the same boat just now.
Even your landlord.
From my point of view, that I work in retail. I work in the food chain supply management part of it all. They're not going to sack me. They're not going to close down my store because it's a massive hub within the community. It's in a large urban area where people actually, it's a focal point, it's a destination where people will come and you know, just buy like their milk and their bread, but also maybe a weekly or a monthly shop. It's a big old shop. It's a big old store. It's massive, in fact. But you know what? I'm lucky. That poor girl worked in a clothes shop, and she may not, she might have to move eventually back to her mum's if this virus thing goes on for a lot longer. And like I said earlier on, it's only going to go on longer if people don't behave themselves. Right, we're down to the last 9 minutes. I am going to ask you, Cognag, do you have any messages of hope to send to Great Britain and to anybody that will be listening back to this stream at a later time? Any messages of fun and hope, please?
Excellent. Okay, what I got for you as of today, I am aware that they are planning, so they are working on a cure and a vaccine. The vaccine progress is actually so far ahead that they said they're going to administer treatment starting by the weekend. As long as people just do what they're supposed to do, hopefully, and a vaccine isn't a cure, so of course it has to be out of your system by the time you use it, or not in your system when you get it, but the cure is right behind it, so that's awesome. And so all people have to do is just chill and stay home. And then if you have to go out, carry around like a sanitizer spray. So if people are going to be lame and come up close to you anyways and break that boundary rule, whip it out like a holster and just spray them with some Fabuloso.
You would get put in jail if you did that over here. You know that? There would be like assault with a semi-deadly weapon. This
some cleanser spray. Oh, but still, in my head, it seems like a good idea.
Yeah, totally. But in Scotland, it would be like, what are you doing? I'm going to have you, buddy. You don't go spraying things in my face, pal. All right? It would be like a showdown.
But it's Fabuloso. It makes you smell like pretty flowers.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, it'd be like going through a shopping mall when they're spraying the perfumes and things, and you get a face full of it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just couldn't believe you said someone was breathing down someone's neck. That's like I mean, come on now.
I actually said, do you mind taking a step back to the person? It was crazy. No, I was actually, I had somebody come up within like that distance from my face at work today. All right. And I was like, oh my God. So I kind of moved away and I took a step back. They took a step forward. I took another step back and put my arm out and says, do me a favor, just stay where you are. Don't move, please. Just stay where you are. Now speak to me. It's a wild thing. It's wild. My message of hope to everybody is if you're at home with your significant other and you're locked down, and you're burning calories in a romantic sort of way, I will be counting the population 9 months from now to see if we have a population boost, because I think that we probably will. I think that grown-ups will get bored, have plenty of sex, have babies in 9 months' time. So let's think, it's March, April, May, June, July, October, November, December, January, February. So we're talking February 2021, Scotland should have a massive population boost. Okay. I'd like to see
how close are you guys to Hungary in retrospect of the map?
Halfway across America, sort of thing, a third of the way across America.
Because I heard and saw that their thing is they are encouraging repopulation so much over there right now that you actually get benefits for every kid you have, and then up to the third kid they give you your house or car and stuff like that. Over there they're encouraging repopulation insanely right now, like that kind of stuff. So if you guys hop on that too, make it a heavy trend. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, hashtag drop your pants for COVID. That's what it should be. That would work. That would work. The COVID, the new COVID virus is.
It already sounds like an STD. Maybe we should stay clear of that path.
Now, listen. If you think that the repopulation sort of thing in Hungary is a good idea, after we go offline, I want you to Google beautiful Hungry girls, and you'll see why. Okay, because there's a lot of beautiful women in Hungary. Okay, trust me. We had a girl from Hungary working at my store, and it was all the young boys were like, "Wow, she's dead pretty," and I'm like, "She's far too good for you, gentlemen. Far too good for you." Listen, this
Yeah.
is Mojax Happy and Cognag from California. Let me just quickly look through who has been watching with us tonight on the old notes here. There is Sarah, and she asked a question. Thank you, Sarah, for watching tonight. There is all your comments, Cognag, as well. And we also had Solway Firth popping in and Equilibrium Balance. Listen, Radio Apocalypse will always be on. Tonight we had a bit of a technical hitch just after midnight. My laptop hung, so I apologise for not being on. If you're not watching anything else just now, I would strongly recommend jumping across to Ron Swanson Investigates. My brother should be doing something. He's usually on at this time. I'm probably going to jump on as well and go and say hello to him. I'm just going to check YouTube just now to see if he is on. He's always very funny, and it keeps me entertained thoroughly with everything. Oh no, there's me and Cognag. Right, nope, I don't see anything from abroad just now. That doesn't mean he's not going to be on. Oh, that's a bit crazy. Oh, Equilibrium, listen. Hold on a second, okay? If you want to come on and tell your story still, I can do it this way, and you can connect this way. Hold on a second. Let me just copy that to clipboard, and I'm going to put it in the public thing because I'll be able to. And there, and there. I don't need to go if you want to come and tell me a story, my Irish friend. Okay, so that is the little link there for you to come on if you want to come on. And I'd welcome just I don't need to. I'm going nowhere. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can stay up and chat for another 20 minutes happily. I like to keep the shows down to about an hour, but if you want to come on and say hello, I promise you that Cognag will be on his best behaviour with the lady in the room. Good man. And if you don't want to, that's cool as well. There will always be plenty of room and plenty of nights for you to come on and speak to us, which is good. So if you want to support this channel in any way whatsoever, all I would ask is you just follow it. Go in and like the Facebook page, go in and subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video on your own social media and share it on Facebook, the Facebook page on your Facebook page too. If you ever want to get in touch with me, I will always reply to you if you send a message on Facebook, or if you send a message on Instagram or Snapchat. I'm happy to speak to anybody at any time for any of that sort of thing. I'd be delighted to. I quite like the Snapchat thing. Sometimes I get some funny snaps from people. Like there was a great one from my brother being eaten by a trout. It was just one of the filters. Don't ask me how. It was just funny. Okay, right. Tomorrow night is going to be a more interesting stream tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to be able to go into the city centre of Edinburgh and see what it looks like on lockdown, take some pictures, take some footage. I hopefully not get arrested for being there. Equilibrium is here. Hey, I'm going to bring you in just now, my lady, and you can come and say hello and tell us what's happening in Ireland. Hi, how are you?
Oh, how are you? I was just going to head off to bed.
That's
Good
okay.
evening.
You can head off to bed in 5 minutes. First of all, listen, thank you for coming on. I know that you were wanting to, and it's a big deal for you to come on to a wee stream like this. But I appreciate.
First time on a stream, so.
Pardon me?
It's my first time on a stream, so I wasn't quite sure how to get through on the link that you sent me on Instagram.
Yeah, no, it was that was just a wee picture. It's more difficult for me to take it off the laptop and send it through Instagram, but it's just us here, just now, us friends, so I don't mind you putting that on.
It's
online.
nice to meet you, Equilibrium.
Nice to
I
meet
see your
you.
comments all the time.
I
Don't worry,
can't
I'm
see
not
it, mate.
laughing
How
at
do
your
you say your
comment. What
name?
I'm laughing at is the now building list of his first time live users on his show.
Yeah, I've got a
I was one of
few
them.
cherries that's open
First
for
one.
live streams. I think it's up to 4 now. 4 people that I've brought into a stream that have never been live on the internet before through a stream such as this. So I'm very, very privileged to have you, my lady, on here today. So tell us a little bit about what part of the world you live in, please.
Well, I live in Donegal in Ireland, in a very remote place. So I think there's 11 tested for what do you call it, coronavirus today. That's just in Donegal, but people haven't been tested. I've been sick for the last, I'd say, 10 days. I've got cold symptoms, headache, sweating. I could have it, might be just a cold. I really don't know. But if you do go and get tested, all they're going to say is go home, self-isolate. So there's no point really going to get tested, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
All I'll be getting is a diagnosis.
a diagnosis is better than no diagnosis, but obviously it's kind of worrying if you've not been told yes or no. A healthy person that doesn't have underlying health issues, it's going to be less of an impact for them compared to somebody that may have cancer or organ transplants or other respiratory problems. But I would honestly say, in all fairness for this, isolation is the best thing. When you do the maths of contagions, I don't know if I mentioned this last night, but I was talking to somebody at work about it as well. The average flu virus, if you've got the flu, you will infect 1.3 people. Okay, that's how it works. You can't really infect a third of a person, but when it works out, it's 1.3 people. So if you were to go 10 deep, you infect somebody, then they infect somebody, and it's 1.3. By the time it gets to about 10 people, you've infected about 16 people starting with you, which is not too bad if it's just the flu. Okay. However, with COVID-19, you're going to infect 3 people. And 3 people will then infect 3 people. Then those 3 people will infect 3 people. And it builds up. So if you go 10 deep from there, just from you, it can be up to about 60 odd thousand people. And that's
Scary.
with a 3% mortality rate with that. Because if you work out 3% of 60,000, that's scary amounts of people. So self-isolation is not just for people that have it, it's to protect people that don't have it as well. And I'm sorry that you're not feeling well, my lady.
Yes, I do hope you get better.
To feel well.
Thank you very much.
And
Well, the test centres just opened up in Donegal. There were no test centres here. It was down in Sligo. I'd say that's about a 3-hour drive away. So they've opened one up in the hospital out in Letterkenny, but you need to go out there to get tested, which I'm not too keen to do. As far as I know, this is new, like new news that's just been put up now. So as of tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen unless they come to my home. I don't want to expose myself to germs, or I don't want to expose other people to my germs. So I'm just going to sit it out. I think I don't have major symptoms, so they're not going to be able to treat me. If I just stay home,
do you have family that stay with you?
I do. I have one child. Well, he's not a child. He's 18.
Wow. He's a grown-up then. Or pretending to be a grown-up.
Yeah, pretending.
I have
As I said, that's where the coronavirus originated from, was his bedroom. I sent you that message last night.
I thought that was one of the best lines that I've actually heard. We have found patient zero. It is a mouldy plate in an 18-year-old's bedroom. You know? Yes, I was that 18-year-old as well when I was
those days.
there. And Cognag is still that 18-year-old, even though he's in his 20s.
29.
But my son's not taking it seriously at all. He thinks I'm overreacting. He can't understand why I'm wiping down the steering wheel of the car, and he's touching his face and touching trolley handles.
A good statistic you can tell him to help with that is the millennial generation here in the US, due to their actions and how they treated it. So we went 64 days. They said the climb for the first 64 days was the 100,000. The second 100,000 was within 4 days after that, or 11 days after that, and then another 100,000 4 days after that. Here in the US, we climbed 10,000 per day since 2 days ago. And it is
Well,
most likely due to the millennial generation's actual attitude towards it. A lot of the younger
yeah.
people are not afraid of it. They think they can just push it off or swell it off like it's anything else. And
I
that
can't
is the
tell about
statistic out
that.
here you can give them
I can't-
that'll turn.
can't-
You can actually avoid the statistic out there as long as it's just information known. Just let them know that's what's happening
It's
here.
crazy.
We're so remote, and he's learning how to drive, so he can't actually go anywhere unless I go with him. So if I don't go with him, he can't go anywhere, so he's fucked. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing on your
No,
stream.
don't worry. Brilliant's good. Listen, I'm that frustrates the living daylights out of me with everything, because the government's not putting lockdown procedures in place for the fun of it. They are shit scared for two reasons. One, many people could die. Two, it's a very virile virus. It will go out there and it will eat you alive. Okay, if it goes exponential with the millennial attitude that you're talking about, Cognag, the health services are going to be overwhelmed and overrun far too quickly. And that is the problem. This is what they're talking about, the flattening the curve. So selfish people can go out there, and until something happens in their backyard that slaps them in the face, it says, holy shit, grandma's dead. Holy crap, granddad's dead. Oh my God, my neighbor's dead. Okay? Things like that. It sounds an awful, awful thing to say, but people are dying. I would send your son a nice little video link from Sky News that broadcast on Saturday night about the hospitals in Italy. Okay, if you go onto YouTube, you might be able to do Sky News
I've
Italian.
seen it, but he just doesn't. It's not in his reality, so it's like something. It's like Netflix or something. It just doesn't register in his mind that this is reality.
Wow.
That's the problem.
That comes from the ability to, so I used to be like that, and it's the ability to maintain a blissful ignorance because
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
what
know how to cope with you don't know how to cope with how you're feeling the moment your brain goes, okay, this is how life is, this is what it is right now. When you can't cope with that, you turn to blissful ignorance. And this is the first time in my life where I will say I didn't do that. Finally, this was a moment. I'm used to doing that all the time, and it's not a bad thing. It can be a good quality, but for this time frame, I learned it can be a dangerous quality also, without realizing.
Well, Ireland isn't on an official lockdown yet. It's kind of by choice. It's not quite like the UK.
Mhm.
So,
That just means a lot of people are listening then and doing their thing, so that's good.
If people continue to do the crazy thing, though, guys, it's going to get crazy there too. There was my wife's from
I need
Russia.
to open my door before I melt. Sorry, I've got an open fire here, and I'm sweating.
What a shame. My wife's from Russia, and she's from a province that had virtually they had no cases of COVID-19 at all, and the health minister for the province came back from a business trip to Spain, and she tested positive for this. Now, she should have been tested pretty much when she got off the plane. She should have followed government guidelines of basically going into quarantine in her house for 2 weeks when she came back, but she did not do that, and she is now infected several groups of people who have in turn infected hundreds of people in the province. Now, a province in Russia is like the size of it's bigger than Scotland, you know, and the part of Russia that my wife is from. So it's also very rural, so that it's pockets, and they can isolate the pockets of infection quite simple and stop people moving. And that's what they did. That Russia ended up with virtually no infections to begin with, apart from in the more metropolis areas like St. Petersburg and Moscow, because they shut down the entire border with China instantly. As soon as it happened, bang, the border was shut, the soldiers were out, you know, nobody's going in and out of Russia over the Chinese border at all. They managed to do quarantines pretty much straight away. They had very draconian measures in place from day one, or they're hiding statistics. Okay, but on the public field just now from our family in Russia, what you're hearing in the news about Russia having virtually very small amounts of infection seems to be accurate, very accurate, because they're very strict. This Minister for Health in the province that Ola's from is now in basically jail. She was arrested, she was tried very quickly, and she will be spending her time in isolation in a jail until she's better, and then she will go into proper jail, because that is the punishment for breaking the quarantine in Russia. They are very strict. You don't fuck with the Russians over there at all.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact. I've been there. I've seen 3 policemen chase down a drunk on the Moscow streets. It wasn't a pretty thing to watch. It was quite scary, actually. But he must have done something. He must have done something bad, because they don't chase you. They're not going to chase you for no reason. Okay, they're not going to just, oh, there's a drunk, we need to put him in the back of the truck. Okay, he must have done something crazy for them to act. What are you saying, you big handsome devil?
I was once pulled over on my bicycle because they were looking for a Hispanic in sandals.
That's like the police pulling over a Scotsman in Scotland. We're looking for a Scotsman in a kilt. You know, that's what that's like. Okay, there you go. Listen, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight, and everybody else that has also taken the time to watch us via YouTube and also Facebook. I do appreciate your time. Please share this stream onto your own Facebook pages so more people can see what's going on. And we'll definitely be back tomorrow night, hopefully with a couple of videos to upload to YouTube of what Edinburgh is like under lockdown and stuff. My thanks to Cognag for his little report from California. You're always welcome here in Equilibrium. Thank you for letting me take your live stream, Cherry. You are now on the list of 4. And I'm sorry that you were not my first, but you probably will be my last, because I'm a live stream slut. Okay, I can't help it.
I'm holding the phone with
I
my
know
other hand.
it took me a second to learn how that works. Yeah, wait, there we go. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
I can't. There you go. I got it.
There we go. There it is. We got
I
it.
will end the broadcast. Guys, just don't go offline. When I end the broadcast, we'll still be in the studio, and we can have an offline chat as well. But thank you to everybody else for coming today. I do appreciate all your time, and yeah, take care, be safe. You're always in our thoughts.